And welcome to another episode of Pallet TV. This week I'm going to be taking care of this pile of wood, and since I have nowhere to put it, we're going to be building a pallet wood rack. So taking just any old pallet, this one will do just fine. Take the nails off a couple of rafters. That's nothing too difficult when you got the right equipment or a good solid crowbar. And once you have 6 rafters that don't have any nails, actually make that 7. And a full pallet, you're ready to begin. This is looking good. So let's move on to the next part. Throw those nails out. I start by fixing up the rafters on the sides. I may have gone a little bit overboard on the screws here. I think I put 4 or 5 in each rafter. The wood's not rotten, but it's a little bit wet. I just want to be sure. And if you see me itching and slapping things around, the bugs in Canada are out at full force again. It doesn't make it very pleasant to be working outside all the time. I can't wait for my garage to be finished. So now that this particular rafter is in place, I'm going to go in there and put on the second one. Oh, hang on. Yeah, you can't see anything from that camera's angle. Let's move around. There we go. Now you can see something. And let's put this particular rafter in place. And there we go. A couple of more screws because I had them on special, so I figured I'll pull a lot everywhere. You can probably tell the bugs flying around in front of the camera and around me. They are absolutely everywhere. And this is nothing. The season is actually dying down. So it's starting to be a bit more bearable outside in the woods. Right, so this side is done. Let's put that one down. And let's take care of the other side. So I take 2 rafters that are almost identical, and I'm going to install them on the other side. Bear with me here, I'm not super comfortable when it comes to bending down repetitively. I'm just going to install 2 screws here so I can actually quickly put those pieces of wood in place. And going for a little bit of symmetry, I want the rafters to be in the same direction, all pointing inwards. As you can tell in this particular video, I'm playing with camera angles a lot. I actually filmed this with 3 different cameras all at the same time, and I'm giving you sort of a multi-view. I'd love some feedback. Please leave me a comment. Let me know if this works, it doesn't work, what could be improved. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Does it not change anything? I'd like to know. So rafter number 3 is in place. Number 4, and we're almost done with this part. I plan on piling the pallet planks that are completely de-nailed in here. So there could be some significant lateral pressure. So again, I go a little bit overboard on screws. I just want to make sure that this doesn't go anywhere. And I'm also going to take some additional steps to make sure that this doesn't split open once there's too much wood on the inside, leaning on the outside walls. And one last one, and that should do it. Okay, so here's the part where it pays to be, you know, some sort of a circus actor. Now, every now and then you look at yourself do something, and I can't help thinking that if I had just put screws on there and maybe held them with my hands and screwed them in, it probably would have been easier. But I tend to be a very stubborn person, so I can't tell you if I'm more stubborn than myself, but let's just say that I did not let go of this idea. But hey, after a little bit of juggling around, I finally got it. So let's drive those screws in there as well. For those of you that are going to write in the comments that you see a camera there, that's actually an optical illusion. It's not really there. The funny part is that that camera was actually rolling, and for some reason it just stopped. So I had the angle for a couple of shots, and then that was it. There we go. That looks sturdy enough. Now let's do the last one. There we go. By the way, as you can tell, the Cirque du Soleil is also from Canada. It's actually from Montreal, which is about an hour drive from me, which explains how I can actually, you know, hold pieces of wood with complete grace like this. Again, one clamp would have been enough in retrospect. And simply driving the screws in there, which would have been fixed before, it would have solved a lot of problems. But that's okay. There's those bugs again, eating me alive. Gotta love the great north of Canada. So with one screw and a second screw, this side should be good. Let's get the clamp out of the way so we can see a little bit better. Yes, I'll tell you what we can see better. We can see all those bugs quite clearly. Camera part out or not. And there we go. There's the other side. And finally, we're almost done. Now at this point, I kind of figured, while I was being eaten alive by helicopter-sized mosquitoes, that this thing has no stability front and back. So I decided to add one rafter off the top to give this thing some three-dimensional strength. Because now it's solid from the side, solid from the top, solid from the front and back. So it's not going to be weight bearing, so Oh, what the hell. Did I mention the screws are on special? I'll put 2 screws in there and that'll be perfect. Last screw. Everybody get ready to applaud. But that's not where the video ends. There's more. There's actually a little screw on the side, but that's fine. So I take the pile of wood and piece by piece, which took a few hours, I essentially remove blocks from those pallets that have blocks attached. It's not too bad. This particular crowbar makes short work of it. De-nail all the wood. Anything that had a nail in it, the nail's coming out. Essentially what I'd like to have inside this pallet rack, the pallet wood rack, is clean wood. I had wood with these sort of like staples, for lack of a better term. More rafters with nails in them. And more wood with nails. The entire pile actually was, dismantled pallets, but the nails weren't removed. And also those pesky blocks everywhere. Yeah, there were quite a few of those actually. More staples. And essentially, this thing is starting to have some wood in there. It's not bad. It's a nice little pile of wood. And for those of you that wondered what happened with the balance of the wood that I couldn't process because it didn't look good enough, well, there you go. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Man, this pallet wood sure burns fast. See you next time.